Hey, good morning, YouTube. Today I'm going to cover a little bit about how to 10x your investing and your return results, and how some things about what I believe and what I do have changed over time to give me a different result that other people, you know, do not get. And so let's get right into this. Um, the first thing I want to talk about is knowledge. Normal knowledge gets you normal results. And so, a few things that I believed when I first started saving and thought I was in investing was that I knew how to invest. It's simple, right? Mutual funds you can put money into, or stocks or bonds. Um, those things are investments, and understanding those can make me money. And that's not really true, and we'll get into some reasons why that's not true and how we should behave differently. Taxes are very important. Now, notice the details here. Taxes are very important. Now, taxes are have an importance, but they are not very important. They're a percent of what you do. Now, I don't buy a specific house because I'm doing a 1031 exchange. I might decide to do a 1031 exchange and then look for the right house. So it might be a benefit to that, but it's not the deciding factor in that transaction. I should make a leap. Everybody thinks they should quit their job. They should have the guts. They should start a business. They should make a leap. Now, the reason a leap is stupid is, let's say your job, you're making $50,000 a year. Okay? And so you quit that job, losing $50,000 to make your leap to start your business. Now, if your business has a 10% chance of making $50,000 a year, that chance is worth $5,000. So essentially, making a leap in this way that people think that you should is risking 50 to gain 5. And if you don't understand how a 10% chance on $50,000 is worth 5,000, that's just how gambling probabilities work. Now, if your probability was to make 500,000, 10% chance, then you have an equal value, even though 90% of the time you're going to fail, and that leap might be an even odds. But whenever you make a leap, whenever you make an investment, you're always looking at the odds and probabilities of success compared to the overall value of that success, and because that tells you what to do, what to risk versus what you could possibly gain. And those are three things that my prior knowledge had. I should make a leap. I know how to invest, and taxes are very important. Now, you could change your beliefs. You could learn everything. You could study all the investment books for 10 years and take no action. And you could get to a head knowledge of what people that are wealthy and invest and have businesses, what they do. But you still wouldn't be doing anything. And so instead of doing that, I would say let the journey teach you and learn as you go. But start with some transformative actions. Learn how and behave wisely. Now, there is a way that wealthy people make decisions. And one of the things imperative upon you is, if you want to be wealthy, is that you learn that way. Right? You learn the method that they make decisions. How much do they pay their employees? How much do they pay for rent? You think that they just always minimize expenses, but the fact is, if you always minimize expenses, they can never get low enough, and then everything around you is a cost and just sucking your money. And what you have to understand is what something is making you, so that you can pay appropriately for that asset or that person that's actually making you money. And then when something is losing you money, you can, let that thing do something else. And so learn how and behave wisely. Now, there's a couple books that you can look at for here. I don't know how to spell Millionaire, but one's The Millionaire Next Door. It talks about what millionaires do, how they make decisions, what they eat, what their shoes are, where they spend time, and it kind of debunks the media's presentation, because you all know that the media is not a great way to learn how things actually happen in this world. If you haven't figured that out yet, I'm here to tell you. Millionaire Next Door is a good book to help you understand what wealthy people actually do, what they actually buy, what they actually prioritize. Learn that along the way, but learn and start to try to behave as wealthy people do. So, for instance, I had 0 rental houses. I went to Warren Buffett's meeting. He talked about what an investment was. I came back. I saw a fantastic deal in a house, and I didn't say, let me go read some books and gain this knowledge so I know what to do. I said, what would a wealthy person do? And so the only answer I came up with was that they would go look at the house. And so that's what I did. The first step I knew, and so I took it. Go look at the house. The other steps, I thought about the same process and ended up buying that house, and now I'm in real estate. So that thought process can work, and you don't have to have all the knowledge up front. You just have to have the right process, the right thought process. Number 2, prepare to have additional options. Now, people think that you make the leap, okay? And that's wrong, okay? Because this leap has no probabilities. You can't tell if it's a good investment or a bad investment. It's a great investment. You can't tell if you can't afford not to do it or if you can't afford to do it. And so preparing to have additional options might mean that if you want to buy a rental house, you might start out preparing for 2 years to put yourself in a situation to be able to buy a rental house. Maybe that means I'm going to save, $200 a month. I'm going to learn about investing every month or rental houses. I'm going to find a great property manager. Whatever those steps are for you to put yourself in a situation that you're ready for that type of investment, that is giving yourself an additional option. So additional options have value. Having the option makes you money. Doesn't make any sense. Having the option to buy a house, how does that make you money? Well, a percent of the time you would buy it. Another percent of the time you might not, because it's a bad deal. But if you don't have the option, then you don't have the probability that you can make that money. And so preparing to have additional options is key to be able to be wealthy. What would you have to do to prepare to have a rental house? What would you have to do to prepare to have stocks? What would you have to do to prepare to have, whatever thing that you wanted to have? $1,000 in passive income, whatever thing that you're looking for, that you think this wealthy person has. What is the preparation to be able to put yourself in that situation look like? How long is it going to take? Break it down into steps. Bad beliefs get bad results. People believe things that are wrong. Based on those beliefs, they get results that are wrong. Sometimes people don't have money for their kids' education. Sometimes when you track back over the last 10 years and you ask them, what they had for lunch at work, if they went out or if they had a peanut butter sandwich, they went out to Chili's. And so, in actuality, they don't see a correlation between that daily behavior and that key result that they're looking for. Stop going out to lunch and you can put your daughter through college, right? But you may have to do it 10 years before that situation occurs. So it requires some foresight and some understanding of what good beliefs look like. People have a lot of excuses for not doing things. And most of the time, they're in this I should make a leap situation. And instead of putting themselves in this learn how to behave, learn how to make the decision, prepare for the options, and then change my beliefs, right? My beliefs about what it takes or what someone took to get into real estate really tell me about real estate, about what I think I'm supposed to be doing. So one time I went to a soccer tournament and there was a whole bunch of Hispanic kids there. And I was probably at this time maybe, 10 years older than they were. Through college, into Walmart, working as an engineer. And I asked them, hey, where are you going to college? And they said, oh, my parents aren't paying for my college. And my answer was, well, my parents didn't pay for my college either. So why aren't you in college? And they said, well, we thought that all white people's parents put them through college. I was like, no, a lot of people pay for themselves, and so that mindset basically created excuses for them to not take the steps necessary to put themselves through college. Now, I'm not saying jump in, make a leap, 15 hours a semester, and go into debt about that. I'm saying go take some classes, right? Spend $500 on a class to get yourself into the door to start preparing to have additional options. You take 2 or 3 classes, you say, wow, I'd love to be a banker. And so then you start working out the problems to be a banker if that's what you want to be. Wisdom. Wisdom is about 2 things. It is about knowledge and action. Okay, it requires 2, not just 1. Knowledge is not wisdom. Action cannot be wisdom. It has to be both that is wisdom. So, number 1 in the wisdom category, empower yourself to invest. Now, how did we empower ourselves to invest in rentals? Well, we prepared to have options in rentals. We learned how people behave or why they get into those things. We unlearned the make a leap thought process, because that is not how anybody gets into things that are prosperous. We unlearned the taxes are very important. We learned how to invest minorly so that we could have capital to have that option. So empower yourself to invest with the knowledge, with the passive income, with those underlying things you have to have. Change who you are to change your results. If you believe everyone is against you and everyone is bad, you will partner with no one, you will trust no one, and no one will partner or trust with you. No one will want to do business with you. No one will want to buy from you. They won't want to sell to you because you will treat them unfairly. If you buy from them, you'll try to return it, and really mess them up. Maybe keep the item and get the stuff for free. You'll not think of the other person's best interest in that situation, and that means that you're the problem with your result. You're getting the result of who you are. I mean, everyone gets the result of the situation they create. Opportunities have value. So when we prepare to have additional opportunities, we're actually making money. The option itself has a value. Okay? So right now you say, I can't buy a rental house. Okay, so you have no value in that area. If you put yourself in a situation where you could, then that is actually a value. And believing that's a value is part of what you have to change about who you are and how you do things. Opportunities have value. Become a person that creates them. So you're going to change from a person that says, I already know how to invest, so no one can teach me. From a person that says, oh, taxes are all important. From a person that says, I should make a leap. You're going to change to a person that starts to create additional opportunities in your life. Change how they believe and how they do things based on wisdom. And create opportunities to become, more of the person that they'd want to be in the future. And if you want to understand the person you want to be in the future, picture people 10, 20 years from where you are and ask them what situation they would like to be. They will tell you, retired, able to pay for my kids' college, a great relationship with my family, good health. I mean, they'll tell you what they wish they had, and this is your time to create that. Create the situation that you want to have through acting in a way that's consistent with people that create that situation. And so that's basically as simple as it is. And I also will add one thing, and this is around the title that says, 10x your results. Don't think that you understand how some of these changes will monetize. Meaning, if you go back and you say, oh, I didn't buy this rental house, how much did that cost me? You might say it cost you $10,000. It may have cost you $500,000. You just don't know exactly how acting wisely, creating options, changing how you believe, how those things actually are monetized in a capitalist society. And if you did, I think it might drive your behavior more quickly, and the results might be 10x of what you're expecting, maybe 20x sometimes. It's not math. Math does not accumulate. Math does not show you how exponential growth on things works. Math does not show you the value of your family, value of beliefs, the value that other people will bring to you when you're a person that they want to bring value to. I mean, if you want to be in real estate, one of the best things you can do is be a person that people bring real estate deals to, because of how you treat them, how you act towards them, thanking them for the opportunity, even if you don't take advantage of it, being interested in the opportunity, being open to it, even if you don't, because when you start to understand how this option has value and opportunities have value, this person bringing you opportunities suddenly has a monetizable value, right? This person suddenly has this value, and like, whoa, I thought this person was annoying to me, but now I see they're bringing me money because opportunities have value. And so that really changes your thinking about that relationship and what you want to invest in the relationship. I just wanted to take a quick time to go through this with you today, give you some thinking, some understanding about how to take those steps, how to 10x your results, and what this looks like. Now, in the description down below, I have some books that I've been reading right now, some books to change some of my behavior, and then some foundational knowledge that might help you learn how to behave better and prepare for your options as far as what's in your head. And like and subscribe to the video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.